Welcome to the Digital Growth Hack Club, where we help you elevate your business and your bottom line. Here is your host, Jenny Jones.
Hey, this is Jenny Jones, the host of the Digital Growth Hacks Club. Hey, listen, I am super excited to link up with someone way across the other side of the waters, other side of the country, to link up with this founder here. Now, let me give you a little background of his tool. His name is Akina Paschel, and he is the founder of Murlist. Now, if you're not familiar with Murlist, and I'm going to let him expound a little bit more, but I'm going to tell you what I was excited about when I first connected with this tool. Murlist is a tool that does a couple of different things. You know, it does email warming, it does email validation, right? It does lead. It has a lead engine built inside of it. I think that's beta. He'll probably talk about that a little bit more. And then it does some email campaigns, things like that. So it does a couple of different things. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's just an email warmer. I'm like, no, it's a little bit more than that. And I wanted to get him on the show so he can kind of explain what was the vision behind that. I thought he does some video stuff as well. And I think we have one question that one of my viewers have already asked me. And I want to make sure that I get him taken care of and answer that question. So without further ado, I want to have Mr. Paschel introduce himself and a little bit about who he is. Take about a minute or so just to kind of give you an idea of who he is. So welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Pascal. I'm the founder of Murlist. So what we do is quite simple. Murlist kind of allows you to send video code emails. That seems to be our selling point. We allow you to send personalized video emails. So the idea is videos perform better. So putting them in emails, in code emails, is a great way to get response, especially when it comes to the click-through rate. So this is something we see to work really well. We do have other tools available on Murlist. This includes things like email validation, email warm-up, and also lead engine. Yes, that's really what we do in a short sentence.
Okay. All right. So that leads us really to my first question. The first question I have for you is, as we're going to go, I'm going to go in a couple of different questions, and some of the questions I wanted to know and some of my viewers wanted to know was, we know videos get a lot of traction. I know that because I use videos a lot, right? I just don't like to be on them as much. But when you send out videos, one of my viewers said, hey, does those companies like Google and all of that, they stop videos from going through? So I told him, and what I understood it did was it sends a gift, or does it send the actual video for a person to open up? What does it do? Which one does it do?
Awesome. So what we do is this: we use the video you uploaded to create a personalized GIF. So it's going to be kind of a video of you waving at the camera or something, or you greeting the person. So the whole idea is to get their attention. So the GIF is also going to have their name, and if you also want their logo, their company logo. So
okay, so just so I understand, I'm sorry if I cut you off. I just want to make sure that we're following, we're tracking. So when I go into the video creation tool inside of Murlist, I go in there, I create a video saying, I can hold up a sign that says, congratulations, Nancy, or whatever. If I'm really trying to get into a company, say, hey, congratulations, Nancy. So that person is going to naturally click on that, and it'll have the logo, my company logo at the bottom, right? And it'll just be a gift, right?
Oh, yes, but the logo that should be on the GIF itself should be the recipient's logo. So you want to get their attention, and people are much more likely going to click on it if it's their own logo.
Oh, so it has their logo on it.
And their name, yes.
So, it has their logo and their name on it. Okay, so that, I like that. I didn't know it did that. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to click on it, right? And so when it shows up, it's a GIF. So I think for my viewing audience, they was afraid that you were sending full videos through the email. And when you're not, you're just, so when they click on it, it goes to the customized landing page. Is that correct?
Right?
And
So it's going to take
that's where the video resides at, right on that landing page.
yes, that's correct.
Oh, okay. So all of you out there, that's what's going on. And here's the thing. Here's what's, and when he asked me, I says, well, he says, well, is it going to make it to the inbox? I said, well, if you've already warmed up your email in the email warmer, you shouldn't have any problems getting at least that gift into their inbox. You use their logo, use their name, and you should be off to the races. Is that what you guys planned? Is that what's going on?
Oh yes, that's what we plan. Although certain mail clients do block out media files, this include things like images and videos, but this include mail providers like Zoho. So what we do is this: if you send it to someone who uses Zoho, we naturally filter that out. So we kind of ask you if you want to remove it. So if you say yes, what it means is we're going to review each recipient to make sure that their client, at least we could be wrong in some cases, but in most of the cases we're right, that their client is their mail client does accept media files. So we
So do
have
you saying you check that? Are you saying, do you check that first? Is that what you guys do?
yes, we do check that first before we send out the
Do
email.
we have to request that check, or when we set it up to go out in a campaign, you guys do a check first before you send it? Do I have to
That's
ask you,
correct.
or you guys do that automatically?
We do that automatically.
Oh, okay, nice, nice. Because what you don't want on your side is for us to get a high bounce rate. Is that correct?
Correct. Also, yes, you also don't want to create media files for people who are not going to see it. So it doesn't make sense creating them, and it also doesn't make sense sending them out. So what we do is we try to make sure that they can be able to see it. It's going to work well in the client. If we think it's not going to work well in the client, then we're not going to send it. We're not
Okay.
going to send them in the mail.
So do you then notify me via email, or you just say, hey, this file is not going to work? Do you send me, or you just don't send it? What do you guys do?
Uh, well, at this point, we don't send it, but it should be available in the analytics. So this is quite one of the feature requests we've gotten over the last few weeks. So the ability to create two different variants, one for people who can be able to see it, and another for people who cannot be able to see it. And we have kind of prioritized that. So in the coming weeks, we should have a feature that allows you to create two different emails, one for people who can't be able to see video emails and another variant for people who cannot be able to see it. So yeah, that's how we intend to do it because it's quite important to making sure that the recipient is actually able to see the email you send.
Okay, so that is important, yeah, for them to see it. Okay, so you say Zoho is tougher than Gmail?
Oh yes, Gmail actually allows you to do whatever you want as far as the sender is not known, it's not a known spammer, so you can actually be able to send prospects. So the good news is that most B2B prospects do use Gmail. A couple of others do use other mail clients, but Gmail tends to be the majority, at least from what we've seen. Gmail tends to be the majority. So yes,
I thought Gmail was the toughest, but you're saying the way you're saying is Zoho is a little bit tougher than Gmail.
oh yes, Zoho actually blocks it out by default, except if the user enables it. So most users don't really do that. They don't even know that they can enable it. So what we do is we just don't send to Zoho. So yeah, but Gmail does work fine.
Okay, okay, great. Now where are you guys located? Where's your company headquartered at? Where are you guys located at?
Oh, personally, I do live in China. Yeah, I live in China here, but I guess our company can actually qualify as a US startup because we're actually incorporated in the US. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So another question I have is, talk to me about the email warm up. Now, here's what I noticed, right? I've used another email warm up in the past, and then I've used yours. Now, I'm just coming into this because I wasn't a heavy I didn't do a lot of email marketing, but I'm starting to do a lot more email marketing now. And I know I used to hit the junk mail and spam mail all the time, all the time. And now that I'm more familiar with the email warmers and what they do, I notice yours does a little something different. And I haven't used the big ones yet, but I used another company, another competitor. And I thought you guys did something a little bit different. Now, you guys talk to me about this. You guys have 2,500 email boxes. Are these email boxes going back and forth, warming up my email that I put? Because what I do is I go in and I log in and it says, hey, what email address do you want to warm up? I say, hey, put jenny@usa.com. I put that in there. Do you guys take jenny@usa.com and circulate it through your 2,500 email boxes? Is that what you do?
Awesome. Yes, that's kind of what we do. So to explain it, when it comes to warm up, there what you need to do is it's not really that complicated because mail providers do take into account certain criteria before they decide where to send your emails. So one of these could be, the engagement on your email. So when you send out emails to people, they do read your emails, they reply to it. So let's use Gmail for instance. Gmail is automatically going to assume that you are a well, like you intend well, so your emails do perform well. So when you send out other emails, even to people you've not contacted before, Gmail is automatically going to, send them to their main box. So, but when you don't have a history of sending out emails that perform well, so and you
Right.
start sending them out, so automatically that's a red flag. So even for an ordinary person, you should know that's a red flag. So another thing to consider is volume. So let's say on a normal day, you do send like say 2 emails or 3 emails per day, and suddenly you start sending 500 emails per day. So
Right.
your providers are going to know something is wrong, and in most cases, you are going to definitely be relegated to the spam folder. So what we do is unique. So what we do is we take these two concepts and then we try to implement it within a network of 2,500 mailboxes. So, and the unique thing about our mailboxes is that we monitor our mailboxes to make sure that we do have providers that actually matter. It's not really about the number of mailboxes that you have in your network, it's about the providers itself. Because if you have a couple of cPanel mailboxes, or let's say if 70% of the mailboxes in your network is, say, self-hosted, it really had no impact. So yeah, that's something that is really important to know. So what we do is we take these activities, engagement, and also volume sending, and then we implement it within a network of our 2,500 mailboxes. So we try to send emails from your account to them. We open these emails, we read them, and then we reply to them. So automatically, this qualifies as a positive engagement. You have the negative ones like marking as spam, not reading them, automatically deleting them. So these
Right.
ones are considered by mail providers
So
as negative. Okay. Go
so
on.
I noticed that you guys, when I did that, you guys started sending me these emails that I had never seen before. And I guess that was part of your process to let them come in and go back and forth. And I didn't know that. I immediately started seeing it. But here's what happened, and this blew me away. I had one email box that I didn't use that much, and I don't think it was warm. I think it was still a cold mailbox. And I sent an email maybe once every 2-3 months from there, and it was a really really cold email. And every time I decided to add someone and send someone a message from there, they always said, "Hey, I didn't get it. It's in my spam." I said, "Do a search, search on my name or whatever," and they can never find it. And so what happened was I put my email warmer, I put that email address in the email warmer, and immediately people was like, "Oh yeah, I got it, I got it, I got it." And to me, I was convinced. I was sold. I said, hey, "Yeah, Murlist is the best," because I started seeing the messages from there you guys were sending. I said, "Oh, they must be warming up my email," and now I can end up in the mailbox. So that's why I never really wanted to send. I have another video program that shows me I can do gifts or whatever, but I never wanted to do it because I never knew if people would actually get it. Now I am confident that people are going to get it using that email address that I put in the warmer. So is that you guys' methodology? Because how many percentage of people will do videos or open up videos? Because a lot of people, if they're reading them from their phone, they'll look through and they'll see the actual subject line before they click on it and open it. What are you guys seeing any different? And how do you, or do I have to just write good copy? I still have to write good copy, right? I still have to write a good subject line, right? Tell me about that a little bit.
Yes.
What are you seeing people do?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. So this is something that is quite important to kind of stress. So because the email doesn't really affect open rates. So we've not seen it to actually improve open rates. But what we've seen it to do is to improve the click-through rate. That is the amount of people actually taking action on your own email. So we've seen it to massively improve. So as you can imagine, before most people open the email, they don't really know if it has a video or not. They don't really know if it contains something that they find interesting. So that is something important. So, but once they open the email, we found like in most cases, the click-through rate can actually be really, really high. You know, we're seeing as high as 70%. Yes,
For
I did a
videos or for
test.
text and videos or just warmed up emails? Or are you saying for videos?
For video campaigns,
That's where you
we
get
can
the
see as
click-through
high as
rate. That's the click-through rate, right? That's why you're getting it. Okay. 70%. That's good. It's
yeah, that's good.
amazing.
That's good. Yes.
Okay, and I saw in your campaign, once you put the video in there, you can have a CTA or a call to action in there. So really, if you're really trying to get in front of someone and you really want them to take a look at what you have to offer, if you can get a 70%, you guys are saying overall you're seeing a 70%, but even if I had a list of 500 people and I got at least 70% of them to at least open it, and then maybe another 30% did the CTA, and then maybe from the 30%, maybe half, maybe 15% took advantage of my offer. That is very, very good. I think that's
Yeah,
good.
oh yeah, that's good. But it usually starts dropping at open rate. So first of all, you can get a lot of people to open, and then the CTR, which is the click-through rate, is usually calculated by the number of people who actually opened the email versus the number of people who clicked on the email. So you know, you can see this be high, and then once you get to the product page, and then you can also see your own call to action, which will be something like schedule a call, visit our website, which is something we show once the video has ended. So a lot of people can take actions. Others could also drop off, as you can imagine, but it's something that is quite unique and something that would seem to really help. So especially with the schedule a call, many people are much more willing to schedule a call than take any other action when it concerns to cold email. At least this is what we found. So that's why kind of we generally recommend something like you do a call. Yes. So the
So
percentage can actually.
so if I pair that, this is me thinking in my head, right? If I have a warmed up email, this is a perfect combination of tools. So if I have a good warmed up email, I send a video that has a very good videos have a better click through rate than a text message with a whole bunch of hidden links in them. So they see the video and you see their logo at the bottom saying, "Hey, congratulations," right? And they click through it. They go to the click through, right? And maybe it goes to your website. If I have my lead engine code on my website and or a Facebook pixel on there, I now can retarget them,
Oh
right?
yes. If you have Facebook Pixel on your website, you can always be able to retarget anyone who visits your website. So that's something that is quite important. You know, like you mentioned it. So that's one of the reasons, like you know, adding Facebook Pixel to your website is really important. So yeah, I think it does make a lot of sense.
So if you put the lead engine, let's go into the lead engine that you guys do, because you guys have a lead engine portion. I just started using that. I haven't seen, I just started using it probably earlier today, because once I understood what it did, I said, let me try it out. I don't know if it really works yet. But what I did was I just launched a new website yesterday, right, for one of my businesses. And I said, you know what? Before I start running some PPC ads to it, and before I start sharing it with other people, let me see what this Murlist, pixel does on it. So your pixel, explain to me now that I put it on my website, what is your pixel designed to do now? Because it said it's supposed to bring me leads or something. Is it magic? I just snap my fingers, go, and it's magic? Tell me what happens. Tell me what's supposed to happen when
Awesome.
I just put that pixel on my page today in the header. So it's a little piece of JavaScript. I put it in the header. So tell me what's supposed to happen a week from now, 30 days from now. What do you think is going to happen? If I started running ads to my landing page and so on and so forth, tell me what you guys envision is supposed to happen. What is Murlist supposed to have? What's supposed to happen?
Awesome. So the pixel, what it does is quite unique. So when you add it to your website, we try to find out where your visitors work at. So that's kind of the core thing we do.
So let me
So
hold
say
on.
if
I don't
someone,
want to interrupt. I want to make sure that so the pixel is designed to see where someone works. So it picks up a domain or picks up a professional working domain or whatever, or where they're visiting from. What if I'm at home? I just want to understand. So what if I'm at home and I'm browsing the net? How is it going to find out? You guys are looking for where it works. Is that what you're doing? Yeah, I
oh
need to
yes,
know.
we are looking for things, right? As you
So
can
no, no,
imagine,
say that again.
we're looking for where your prospects, sorry, your visitors work. So, but in some cases, we might not be able to find out where a particular visitor works. So, and in such a case, we don't, kind of keep record of the data. So, but for people who are visiting from corporate networks, so these corporate networks usually have some sort of an identity. So when it comes to us, we're able to find out, oh, this person works at this company, and this person works at this company. So when we find out where such a person works, we try to kind of use it to build well, a persona, what your customer is much more likely going to look like. So using that, we then recommend leads from our database for people who match similar personas. So that's what we do.
So you're doing persona matching?
Correct. So we try to map personas like the industry for where your users work at.
Hmm.
The number of companies, sorry, the number of employees in the company. So these are quite important data that we try to collect just from the visitor. So if we find this out, then um, we can try to suggest other leads that match similar personas. Another important thing to know is that we don't collect personal identifiable information, so we don't really collect any of those. So we only collect things like we only collect such data, and when we're done with that, we don't really store them other than just using them to build a persona.
So you're just using to build a persona. Okay. So using to build a persona. So this is just mostly corporate. So I would say this is a B2B or business to business marketing tool. Is that what this is?
Oh, it's a business to business marketing tool, and we found like you usually need a significant amount of traffic for us to be able to for it to be really valuable to you. So it's one of the reasons why we feel like why some users might not be able to get value out of it, in the first few months or something like that. So, but it's something that if you have enough traffic, it's something that is really really valuable.
Okay. All right. So there's two pieces to this. Or I think it's two or three pieces to the lead engine because one of them you can use the pixel and that'll track people that land to your page, not track them, but it'll give you an idea to start building a persona, what depending on what company they come from. But don't you guys have another one where I could subscribe to something? What is that? I could subscribe to
Oh,
leads.
awesome. So this is something that we're actually quite experimenting with. We want to send leads to our users who subscribe to it. So the leads we send them is kind of a database of founders who have recently raised money. So this is going
So
to
let
be
me
the company.
so hold on. Let me interrupt you for a second. I just want to make sure I understand. So when I click on subscribe, because I have clicked on subscribe, you guys are going out and we're basically opting in to subscribe to a
The
database
newsletter.
that you guys are having and or collecting of founders who are getting funding and you guys and are you Now, how are you getting those back to me, or let me understand it. Do I have that right so far? So it goes
Oh, yes.
out. Yeah.
Yes.
It goes out and it goes out and I subscribe to a list. You send them to me weekly, monthly, or daily?
Um, well, we don't send daily. Initially we were sending weekly, but right now we've actually moved it to monthly. Because we actually want to make sure that we shuffle it a lot. Because if you don't send enough, you might have the same people kind of sending emails to the same recipients.
Oh, I
So
see.
you have a high. So we try to start it up over a month. So then send it out. Most people might not be able to send that. So this is something that we are experimenting with, like I mentioned. So if you notice with the lead engine, we kind of added a better tag to it because a lot of things that we're doing with it is quite it's just experimenting. For
So it
instance, we
still is
create a
in
frequency.
beta. So it's still in beta. You guys are trying to experiment. You're trying to get the right mix for
Yes.
it. Okay. Okay. All right. So can I get anything else from there? It looks like I can use a pixel and it kind of help build a persona. Looks like I could use it to opt into leads that may or may not come my way. Now, do you disperse them, or is it geo leads? Is it geographic leads? Or tell me, well, how do you determine who gets what leads?
Okay, so essentially what we do is this. Currently, we're actually sending the same copy to everyone. We don't really personalize it, so we send it like some sort of a newsletter. So it started off weekly, but now it has changed to monthly. So we actually manually compile this list ourselves. So we manually compile it ourselves. We find the companies that have raised. We also make research on the founders themselves, the amount they've raised and everything, their industries. Once we compile this list, then we can send it out as some sort of a newsletter. So that's exactly how we do it. So we found this to be really, really
Okay,
helpful for so many users.
so you guys are manually doing this. And
Yes, we're
for those that opt in, we'll get a report once a month.
correct. Yes, those who opted in, we get a report once a month.
Okay. All right. And then depending on what plan you choose, you get a certain amount of credits. Does the credits count towards that as well?
Yes, the credit does count towards that. Usually for if you opted in, then it means that for each company we send you, we're going to just take away 10 leads. But this includes things like the company's phone number, sorry, the founder's phone number, and any other information you need to contact the company.
Hmm.
We make sure to provide them correctly for you.
So again, another B2B. So really, if you have your own Facebook pixel, if you're trying to do B2C, then you really got to rely a lot on your Facebook pixel. Is that correct? To kind of get you some of
Yes,
the other
for
stuff.
Yeah, for B2C, the Pixel doesn't really work for B2C. So the Pixel is ideal for B2B companies, people who do B2B sales. So that's exactly what we built around. We built
Mhm.
around completely again around B2B code outreach. So most people also use the Pixels out into B2B. Yeah, so we found.
I did something else as an experiment the other day, and I wanted to ask you. What I did was I um, I took a public profile on LinkedIn and I copied it in there, and it pulled up all their information. I pasted it into your lead thing, and it pulled up all the information. I was like, "Oh, this is crazy, right?" Um, so I didn't know it did that, but I was just trying. It says, "Hey, use a link if it has to be public information." I try to do a private one, and it says, this is not public information. Please use something that's public." And then I put in a public a public URL profile, and it showed me. I clicked on it, and a little window came out with all their information, where they worked, everything. That is powerful. This tool is powerful. I think it's underestimated in what the power that it can do. Um, so let's talk about some of the other things you guys can do as we kind of wrap it up. And if you guys are interested in Murlist, there should be a link in the description. Maybe there's a special offer or something on it. I'm not really sure what they'll have going on at this stage or by the time you see this video. If there's a special offer that you're able to get, if whether I'm become an affiliate or not, because I really love this company. So hopefully that'll be possible. But if you see that, then use the description below. So where do you guys see yourself in, I don't know, 5 years from now? Where do you see your company?
Awesome. Yeah, that's a very important question. I've not really had time to kind of think about the 5 years from now, but I would say I would see us doing well, actively competing in our space, and but more importantly, helping our users be able to close more leads. I'm always happy when someone said, I think 2 days ago, sorry, yesterday I was actually having a call with a user, and they were telling me about how they were able to get a client from using the video code email. They say the client himself was really excited about the idea. Like he felt like, wow, I've not seen something like this before, and yeah, I love it. So
So
this
what
is kind of
so I just want to make sure I understood you correctly. So you were sharing that somebody got a lead. Was it through the video? How did they get the lead? They got it through using the lead engine or what?
oh, yes, they got it using the video email. So
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to try that. I haven't tried it yet because I don't know what I'm gonna get. And here's another thing. I'm just moving into B2B because I had to do a lot of setup on my end. Because I've been a B2C, primarily B2C companies, and I've been running, but now I have a B2B company. I finally have a B2B company. And that's why I think looking for these B2B tools that can help me and assist me, I think they're going to be very powerful. So I'm just starting to get into the B2B side of the house. So I really can't wait to see what happened. But he used the video, and the person that he got that got the prospect that got it says, "Whoa, I never seen that before." That's what happened.
yes, the prospect was like, I've never seen this before, and yeah, I really liked it. So he was telling me about the news, and yeah, so I really love, hearing about success stories like this. So I think in 5 years, I want us to be able to stack up more success stories, so I can proudly tell them because it kind of makes me feel proud when I tell stories like this. We build this, and it's helping a lot of people be able to get a lot of clients and leads. So yeah, this is what I really want for us in 5 years because I think like that's probably the most important thing.
So there's other tools that are out there. Like I've seen maybe 5 different tools that do video emails. And there's BombBomb, I mean, Bebe, BombBomb, I can't remember. There's a couple of them out there that do it, right? And they first started with hard video. Then some of them moved to the GIF files, right? The GIF file to the actual landing page. So what you guys do, you guys warm up the emails first. And those are tools that just, hey, you can send videos, send videos. We never knew. I know at least a year and a half ago, I never knew that you had to warm up the email first. So it seemed like to me, those tools, I got a couple of tools that I can do lots of videos with. I just don't use it because I kept landing in spam. Now that I can warm up my email, but yours I can use with a campaign, right? I can add it to a campaign. The other ones I really couldn't. So now it's going to be pretty darn good. And even so, the campaigns you can use for B2C as well, though.
Oh yes, I do understand what you're saying. So yes, we do warm up emails. At the core of what we do is actually in improving the availability, which is making sure that your emails actually got to the prospect. That's actually that's probably the most important part. Well, not the most important part, but it's really important because most people don't even check their spam box. So that's what we do. We do also have other features that we built in. So most of those features might not be things that are immediately obvious to someone except someone who is actively looking for them. So this includes things like sender rotation. So sender rotation is where we allow you to use multiple sender mailboxes in sending out a particular email. So this is really unique because it makes sure that um, no single mailbox sends more email than required. We also have things like
Oh,
spin tags. Yeah,
so
we also
sender
have
rotation. So give me an example of when a person will use sender rotation. So does that mean it's not always going to come from the same? Are you? It's not always going to come from the same mailbox exchange, or what? I mean, are you sending it for me? Do you get the mail and then you send it, but you're sending it from a different mailbox exchange? I mean, is that what you're doing, or?
No, no, that's not what we're doing. So all we do is this: we allow you to add multiple mailboxes for sending. So for myself right now, yeah, and for most of the users that I talk with, so what I advise people to do is this. So if you can buy something like .com, .io domains, you can buy all of them, and then you can create multiple mailboxes, say some is Google mailboxes and the rest. So when you connect them to our platform, while launching a campaign, say you want to send to a list of say 500 users, it's not ideal to send to 500 users from one sender because it could easily overheat. So what we advise is, say, if you
Hmm.
want to send to 500 users, you can, instead of sending with one mailbox, you can add multiple of your own mailboxes. So what we're going to do is this: we try to rotate them, find the best performing one, and also adhere to sending limits that you're going to set for each mailbox. So we're going to do this.
Oh, so let me see if
So
I got it. Let me see if I understand it, because this is a game changer for me. I'm learning a lot from this call as we kind of wrap up. You're saying, so I have, let's say I have, I don't know, let's say I have Jenny.com, right? Or, well, yeah, let's say I have, I don't know, let's say I have, did you say I should have Jenny at Jenny.com, Sally at Jenny.com, Nancy at Jenny.com? You're saying I should have the same domains, but I should just have the names in the front different?
You can do that, but ideally, at least for us, what we normally advise is this. You can have something like different extensions. That's okay. But if you don't want, you can just use different like Genie at Genie.com, Adam at Genie.com, Eve at Genie.com. That is also acceptable. But you can also do something like say, let me use Amazon for instance. You can use something like Pascal at Amazon.com, Pascal at Amazon.io. You see the
Oh, so you're
difference
saying
now?
by multiple extensions.
Yeah, you can buy multiple extensions and then use all of them in sending. So it's quite, we found like it really helps a lot. If you have different mailboxes, you can always use them. This is just like an advice, we don't really, it's not written on walls, but we noticed that it does really help.
Hmm. So you can add like a .net or a .io. .io is expensive, man.
Oh yeah, that $25 on top bomb. They charge $35 for it. Yeah, but considering you'll be using it for business, you can
Yeah,
put it
no,
for business.
no, yeah, it makes sense. That's just funny. You're right. I looked it up. I was like, man, .io costs a lot of money. All right, so as we kind of wrap up, is there anything that you want? Anything else we should know? Um, don't give away any trade secrets, right? I don't want your competitors to know. Hey, we're working on this. We don't want them to know. But so let me ask you this one question that I did know. Um, the landing page. So I send an email. I do the wave. Someone opens it up. They go to a landing page where they actually read the video. Hey, Nancy, want to congratulate you for the simple fact that you opening up this email. We're going to give you 50% off. If you click right here, take advantage of that offer, you can do that. That particular landing page, is that a C name? I mean, or is that your domain up there? I haven't looked at it, but is that your domain, or do you guys have another service that allow that? Or tell me about a little bit more about that.
Yes, we do support C names. You can use your own domain if you want. So we don't really have any restrictions on that. But if you don't have your own domains, then we're going to use ours. But normally we do recommend that you use your own domain because you want your own domain in your email, not ours, because
Oh,
ours
so
is
the
going to
landing
be in the
page, so
email.
the landing pages will be my domain.
Yes, the landing pages
Man,
should be
I
yours.
am finding out, man, I'm in love with this company, man. I hopefully you guys do well. Uh, I'm going to start using it a lot more. I want to start using it a lot more for my business. Um, and so you guys are doing okay. The company's doing well. You guys are going to be here next year, 2 years, 3 years from now.
Oh, yes, we're going to be here for a long time.
You're going to be here for a long time. I love that. But
Yeah.
I've had a lot of founders that come on here and say, hey, we're going to be on here for a long time. But what's a long time? People don't know. So, You're saying based on where the company's going and the growth rate. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Well, listen, I appreciate you joining us here today. Is there anything else you want anybody that's seen this video to know? Do you want them to know anything else about you guys? Is that it?
Awesome. Yeah, I would say that one of the most important things about us is that at the core of Murlist is the ability to is the idea that we want your emails to be delivered to the mailbox. So this includes this kind of that's really all the feature requests and feature implementations that we've made over the last months. So we do have features. This includes things like spin tags and a lot of other features that are you know specifically made to make sure that your emails actually get to the recipient. So that is really what I think is quite unique about us, and what I think like anyone listening to this should know. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you, what he mentioned was he mentioned things like spin tax, right? And I think there may be a video that comes after this one that goes into spin tax, which is a way that they can change your endings or your beginnings to your messages so they don't all appear to be uniform and they might get blocked or people may identify them as spam, where it changes it. It puts a spin on it. More like an A/B kind of A/B testing a little bit, but it you can actually add spin text like kindest regards, warmest regards, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, right? It changes it. It depends on when they go out. So every so often it changes so they don't look routine. And you can change up the amount of time in between the intervals of when they go out as well. So there's a lot of things that they're trying to do to try to help and make sure that your primary goal, and from what I'm hearing from him and what he's passionate about, is his primary goal is to try to make sure the emails land in the inbox and are open. And what he's saying is there's a lot of people out there probably trying to do this, but he's saying the most powerful way to do this, and I'm picking up on it and I believe in it, is with video. If you do it with video, if video is already warmed up, if your email box is already warmed up, it lands with video, you waving, saying, hey, congratulations, you showing a sign saying, hey, listen, I got the deal of your life here. Click here. They click on it, go to a landing page with the video with your domain on it, with your call to action, and them hitting your website, you picking up the pixels and all that. This is a setup. I love this. This is setting you up. B2B, this is dangerous. I love this for you. I love this setup. So listen, it has been great having you on the show, sir. I really appreciate you taking out the time in your busy schedule to join me. I'm going to go outside in the back here and get under the water and take a little splash out here and cool off, because I am super excited about what's going on. Hey, so again, this is Jenny Jones. I'd like to thank you for joining me here on the Jenny Jones Digital Growth Hacks Club, where we're trying to help you increase your bottom line by trying to find tools to make a difference in your business and that you're able to grow your business as a result. Again, I'd like to thank you guys for joining us. You guys take care. Goodbye for now.
Thank you for joining us here on the Digital Growth Hack Club, where we help you elevate your business and your bottom line. Please do not forget to subscribe and share. And until next time, goodbye for now.